What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. If you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Experts tab at the top of the page. It's a great time to do it. We got week 12 college football here. We got the NFL week 11. We got the NBA, NHL, and college hoops all week. So make sure that you jump on board. Remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout. Get 15% off your purchase. For me, on Tuesday, I've got my NBA best bet. I've got a Hoops and Hockey 3-pack where you can get that NBA best bet, as well as 2 plays from the NHL. I'm showing profit in both this season, as well as in college hoops, where I currently have my my college basketball big play and a 5-pack. If you're on a long-term pass, you get a lot of bonus plays in there as well. So make sure that you check that out right now. I'm atop the 7-day leaderboard, so make sure that you hop on. Let's strike while the iron's hot. Let's make you some money, but remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout. Get 15% off your purchase. We also have our Inner Circle VIP services. Now, they're not for everyone. They are for people that make big bets and people with big bankrolls who are looking to take their betting to the next level and are looking for more of a one-on-one concierge-style service. Now, you can call or text the number on the screen, but just remember this is our most expensive premium product, so keep that in mind before reaching out. But if it's for you, it's an awesome product and one that I can assure you guys are going to absolutely love. But we're here to talk about a 9-game NHL card from Tuesday. A lot of interesting spots, a lot of interesting matchups here, a couple rematches, and we're going to be able to break it down here and try to make everybody some money. So let's not waste any more time. You guys know the drill. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game comes to us from the Lenovo Center, where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Washington Capitals. And right now, the Capitals just aren't in great form right now. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games. Goal scoring continues to be an issue for Carolina, for Washington. And I think that Carolina, just a really, really good team at home. This is a spot where, Carolina at the Lenovo Center has made it just, I don't want to say a fortress, but they've made it a really strong home ice advantage for themselves for the better part of the last few seasons. Head to head against Washington, they've won 7 of the last 10 meetings. Now, normally this is a playoff revenge spot, with Carolina winning the playoff series in 5 games last year. Normally, I would be quick to say, hey, maybe we look at the team going after some playoff revenge because they probably had this matchup circled. But right now, Washington's just not in great form. Carolina's won 4 in a row. They've been finding the back of the net with a lot of consistency. So I'm going to roll with the Carolina Hurricanes on the money line in this one. Now we're going to the Bell Center for this game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Los Angeles Kings. And you have strength on strength here. The Kings, for whatever reason, have played their best hockey on the road. I believe that was the story with them 2 years ago, where they were really hard to beat on the road, but just really less effective at home this season. That's kind of what they've harkened back to here. But you got Montreal, who's 5-1-1 at home this season as well, 10-3-2 overall this season. So it's sort of just like pick your poison here, but I'm going to pick Montreal. I just like the way that Montreal's been playing at home, and I've said it before. I still think that LA, by season's end, is going to be one of the biggest regressors from last season coming into this year. I just think that the defensive regression, the goaltending regression, is on the horizon for the Los Angeles Kings. So give me Montreal in this one. I'm going to take Montreal on the money line. Now we're going to the Canadian Tire Center for this game between the Ottawa Senators and the Dallas Stars. And, right now I think this line is very telling that the line is flipped to Ottawa being a favorite at home in this matchup. Dallas, they've won 3 of their last 4 games, but haven't necessarily been as effective on the road recently. They're still 4-1-2 on the road, but Ottawa this season, as they have over the last couple of years, have played their best hockey on home ice as a team. It's 5-2-1 at home this season. They've picked up 4 straight wins on home ice. I just think Ottawa finds a way to get it done here. I'm going to lean towards the Senators. I'm going to lean towards them on the money line here. Now we're going to the TD Garden for this rematch between the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs. These teams just squared off on Saturday and ended up being a puck line victory 5-3 in favor of the Boston Bruins. And I was leaning towards the Bruins again here, but I am a little bit concerned about, the Maple Leafs being called out by Craig Berube for their, play on the defensive end of the ice. Berube, more of a physical, defensive-minded coach, more of an enforcer. and likes to play a physical style. He's fine with sort of the north-south, but wants to make sure that that his teams are playing sound defensive hockey. And well, that hasn't been the case this season, as Toronto is 14-2 to the over already this season. So for me in this one, I think the over is the way to go, because either way, I think that either Toronto's defensive issues aren't going to be fixed, or they're gonna pop a few in the back of the net. They were really solid in that game against Boston on Saturday, scoring 3 power play goals there. I think that there's going to be some goals in this one as well. I'm going to lean towards the over between the Bruins and the Maple Leafs. Now we're going to the Grand Casino Arena for this game between the Minnesota Wild and the San Jose Sharks. And I'm going to roll with the Sharks in this one, at plus the 1.5, or even on the money line, whichever you choose here. But, the last 2 meetings between these two teams were 1-goal games that both needed overtime, including a 6-5 win for the Sharks in Minnesota earlier this season. And the Sharks have quietly been playing some really good hockey. They've won 3 straight, 5 of 6. They've allowed 2 goals or less in all 5 of those wins. 3 goals or less. I shouldn't even say 3 goals or less, because the 3-2 loss to Detroit was in a shootout. So technically, 2 goals in open play or less allowed in 6 straight games. They're playing really well. They're finding ways to provide value. They're covered on the puck line. Minnesota has not been a team that, has been able to provide value for much of the season. Now, they have won 4 of their last 5 games, so maybe they're starting to turn the corner. They've also won 3 straight at home. But I think the value here is with the San Jose Sharks. Like I said, I don't think that the Minnesota Wild should be laying this kind of price against anybody right now. So give me the Sharks here, plus 1.5, and a little bit on Sharks money line, around plus 175. Now we're going to this matchup between the St. Louis Blues and the Calgary Flames from the Enterprise Center. And, I think that St. Louis Blues, have not been great at home this season, 2-4-3. Calgary, not great on the road, 2-7-1. You have 2 teams that are well below 500 so far in the season. For me, this is a game where I think you just kind of pick your poison. But for me, I think the one that I'm going to pick is the St. Louis Blues, because they're at home, even though, again, that hasn't mattered for very much. But I trust them slightly more. They've been slightly more competitive. They've had more success in their last couple games. Calgary's been shut out in back-to-back games. And head-to-head between these two teams, the St. Louis Blues have won 7 straight meetings in 9 of the last 10. Once again, Calgary, goal scoring is an issue for this team. It was an issue head-to-head. And it was an issue when these two teams met back on October 11th in a 4-2 win for the Blues in Calgary. So I'm going to roll with the St. Louis Blues, and this one I'm going to take them on the money line. Now we're going to the Ball Arena for this game between the Colorado Avalanche and the Anaheim Ducks. And I get why Colorado would be favored at home in this matchup, 4-0-2 at home this season. And head-to-head, the Avalanche have won 4 straight meetings, 7 of the last 8, and 8 of the last 10. But a lot of those came when the Anaheim Ducks were one of the cellar dwellers in the NHL and over the last couple of years. But I'll tell you, Anaheim really showed a lot of improvement last season. Now, granted, yes, that would mean that Anaheim, lost all 3 meetings to Colorado last year, but they lost 4-3 in overtime in Colorado, like they are now. The 4-2 meeting that was on December 20th needed an empty netter to cover the puck line, as did the game on April 13th, where Anaheim led 2-0, and Colorado scored 4 goals in the final 9:55 to come from behind and win that game 4-2. So Anaheim has been right there, nip and tuck, with the Colorado Avalanche in a lot of the recent meetings between these two teams. The Anaheim Ducks have also won 7 straight and 9 of 10. I think this price is because it's the Colorado Avalanche at home, and the Anaheim Ducks still kind of have that stigma attached to them, that they're the Anaheim Ducks of the last couple of years that have not been a good hockey team. So I'm going to take the Anaheim Ducks in this one, plus 1.5. I'm going to put a little bit on Ducks money line as well. Now we're going to Climate Pledge Arena for this game between the Seattle Kraken and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet, but I will say I think I lean towards the Seattle Kraken here. Seattle had won 5 straight meetings with Columbus before losing in Columbus last year, but This has been pretty much a home-dominated series for the better part of the last few years since Seattle came into the league. And while Seattle has struggled with consistency, alternating wins and losses in 5 straight, Columbus has lost 4 in a row. The defense has been an issue. They've given up a combined 17 goals in those 4 games. And I think that Seattle at home can get the job done in this one. I said I like the form of the Seattle Kraken at home. The Blue Jackets, well, Seattle's been inconsistent. The Blue Jackets have consistently been dropping games, and I think that the Kraken can get the job done on the money line here. So I'm going to take Seattle and a lean on the money line at home. And our final game on Tuesday's card takes us to Rogers Arena, where the Vancouver Canucks take on the Winnipeg Jets. And, I went back and forth on this one too, but I want to lean towards the Canucks at home. The Winnipeg Jets, yes, they are a fantastic hockey team, world-class goaltending in Connor Hellebuck, and they've won 7 of the last 9 meetings with Vancouver. But we've also seen Winnipeg struggle. They've scored combined 2 goals on this 3-game road trip so far. And last I checked, you got to be able to score more goals than the other team to win a hockey game, no matter how good your goaltending is. Right now, the Winnipeg Jets offense is just non-existent. Vancouver, they've been inconsistent in their own right. They've alternated wins and losses in 9 straight, but the goal scoring has been there for Vancouver, scoring 4 or more goals in 5 of their last 8 games. So I'm going to roll with the Vancouver Canucks in this one. I'm going to lean towards them to get the job done at home to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my college basketball play of the day or my NBA big play, make sure you head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the experts tab at the top of the page. And remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout and get 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.